Okay, so I'm going to go through the Foundation Non-Calculator half-term homework. So the first one, it said show that 2/9 of the grid. Now I know that didn't show up on your printed one because there was a printing error. I've got 18 squares. 18 divided by 9 is 2. So that's 1/9. I want 2 of them, so 2 times 2 is 4. So I need a shade in 4/9. There. Write these numbers in order starting with the lowest. Well, the lowest is going to be my negative number, so that's negative 0.25. Next smallest, 0.025, then 2.5, then 25.0. It's important we put it in the right order, otherwise we're not going to get the marks. The hexagonal spinner is equally likely to land on each of its 6 sections. The spinner is spun. Calculate the probability it lands on 1. While looking at the spinner, there are 2 1s, so it's 2 out of 6, which I simplify to 1/3 because the top and the bottom both divide by 2. An even number, well, I've got 8 and 2 are my only even numbers, so again that is 2 out of 6, which again simplifies to 1/3. Prime numbers 2, 3 and 5, so that's 3 out of 6, which simplifies to 1/2. We then have to write these fractions as a decimal. 1/5 you should know and know off by heart that it is 0.2. However, if you don't, you can do some long division. So you put 1 underneath and 5. 5s into 1 doesn't go, so we put a 0. The 1 carries over. We put our decimal point in because we're now looking over here. 5s into 10 goes twice. Same with 3/4. You should just know it's 0.75. If you don't, how many 4s in 3? There's none of them. Put my decimal point in, carry the 3 over. How many 4s in 30? Well, it's 7. 4 times 7 is 28, so I've got a remainder of 2. How many 4s in 20? I've got 5. With this one, make an accurate drawing. We would be drawing a straight line of QR, which is 9.8 centimetres, using my protractor to measure angles each side. Have a look on my maths at constructing triangles. Okay, I haven't got my protractor at home with me, which is why I can't do that one. And then measure and write down the length of the side PQ. Well, we've got Q would have been here because we'd have done that as my base. R would have been here, so P would have been somewhere up here. And you're measuring that line there with a ruler accurately. Right, this diagram shows a parallelogram. Write a simplified expression for the area. Area of parallelogram is base times height. My base is 7y, my height is 4, so it's 7y times 4y. 7 times 4 is 28. Y times y is y squared. Perimeter is all the way around the outside, so I've got 7y plus 5y plus 7y plus 5y. 5 and 5 is 10, 7 and 7 is 14, so I have 24y. Use the formula r equals 4p over t to calculate r when p equals -6 and t equals -2. So r equals 4 minus -6 divided by -2. 4 take away -6. If we take away negative, we add it. So we've got r equals 10, because 4 add 6 is 10, divided by -2. Positive number divided by a negative gives us a negative answer. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so 10 divided by -2 is -5. In a sale, all prices are reduced by 15%. Write down a simplified formula for the sales price. S of an item that originally cost X pounds. So S is equal to X minus 15% of X. Well, if X is 100% and I take away 15%, I'm left with 85%. So we're doing 100 take away 15, which is 85. Oh, so that means I've got S equals 85% of X, but we don't, that just looks messy, that's not a formula. 85% of the decimal is 0.85, so S equals 0.85X. Right. Oh, where are they? Question number 9. Factorise 5m minus 25. The thing that is common is the 5. So 5 times m gives me 5m. 5 times -5 gives me 25. Here, 12, 4 and 8 are all in the 4 times table. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times x gives me the 4x. 4 times negative 2y gives me negative 8y. 3x squared minus x, the only thing that is common is x. We want 3x squared, so I need to times it by 3x. And I need to keep it as, I need to get negative x, so I need to times it by negative 1. Write the number 0.03796 to 2 decimal places, that's 0.04. The 7 rounds the 3 up. To 2 significant figures, well my first significant figure is the 3, because we have to have the first non-zero digit is our first significant figure. Then the 7 is our second, and that 9 rounds the 7 up, so it is 0.038. Okay. Rewrite the calculation 37.9 times 0.42 to 1 significant figure. 37.9 rounds to 3 rounds to 7 up, so it rounds to 40. 0.42, or to 1 significant figure, that would be 0.4. Then we've got to estimate the answer. So to estimate, we're going to use that. We're going to do 40 times 0.4. Now, that's looking a bit tricky to do because it's non-calculator. 40 is 4 times 10. Okay, and then it's 0.4. 10 times 0.4 is 4, so we end up with 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay. 11. Rearrange y equals 16 minus 4x to make x the subject. So we want to get x on its own. So we end up with y equals 16 take away 4x. Now, I don't like to deal with a negative 4x, so what I'm going to do first is to rearrange it. So I have y add 4x equals 16. I've added 4x to both sides. Now remember, we're trying to get x the subject, so we want to get x on its own, so we're going to take away y. So 4x equals 16 take away y. I want x, I've got 4x, so I need to divide by 4. So x equals 16 take away y divided by 4. Right, the diagram shows trapezium PQRS, here it is. Enlarge it by a scale factor of 1/2, so everything's going to get smaller. Centre 4, 3. Okay, so let's find 4, 3 first of all. So that's my centre of enlargement. What that means is the distance from here to each of my corners has to shrink by 1/2. So to go from S, I have to go 2 down, 2 across. So half of that is 1 down, 1 across. So there's my new corner. To go to P, I have to go 2 across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. So rather than going 2 across, I'm going to go 1 across. Rather than going 6 up, I'm going to go 3 up. So here, there's my new corner. Similarly to Q, I have to go 4 across and 2 up. Half of that is 2 across and 1 up, so it's going to go here. And then to R, I have to go 2 down, 4 across. I'm going to go 1 down, 2 across, and there is my trapezium. Now you would be drawing this with a ruler, but I do not have my ruler with me. Ooh. So do not follow this example by not doing it with a ruler. Okay, and it says label it A, B, C, D. So we're going A, B, C, D. It doesn't matter which order you put the letters in. Write the fraction of the area in its simplest terms. Well, the area of this, we could do this just by counting the squares. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 2, then that's 33, and then we've got kind of 34-ish. Now, counting squares like that, it's a bit more difficult, so we could work out the area. So this is 4, this is 2, 4, 6, 8, and then this one is 2, 4, 6. So my big trapezium here, 6, 4, and 8. If I split that into 2 triangles, that one is 8 times 6 divided by 2. This one's 6 times 4 divided by 2. So 8 times 6 over 2 is 24, and 6 times 4 divided by 2 is 12. So the area of the big trapezium is 36. The little one, we've got 3, 4 and 2, because they're each half, aren't they? So we can draw my little one. 3, 4, 2, again split it into 2 triangles. This one is 4 times 3 divided by 2, and this one is 3 times 2 divided by 2. So 4 times 3 divided by 2 is 6, and 3 times 2 divided by 2 is 3. 6 add 3 is 9. So we want a fraction. It's 9 over 36, but it says in its simplest terms 9 and 36 both divide by 9, so we get 1/4. Okie dokie. Right. Simplify n to the power of 4 times n cubed. I reckon we'd all be really good at this now. 4 add 3, n to the power of 7. 9p to the 9 divided by 3p cubed. 9 divided, let's remember we write this like this. Ooh, that's a really bad 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then with this, we subtract the powers. 9 take away 3 is 6. Last one, we add the powers at the top, so that gives me 2 to the power of 8 divided by 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 8 divided by 2 to the power of 2. We subtract the powers, we get t to the power of 6. Okay. Now with this one, you need to use a compass and set your compass to 5.5 centimeters, stretch it out and draw arcs from each of the corners, and then you'll get a bit where you can shade in the middle. Okay. Again, I haven't got my compass at home, so I can't do that one for you. Then expand and simplify. So we've got to do 2p times p. That gives me 2p squared. Then do 2p times the negative 8. Gives me negative 16p, because 2 times 8 is 16. It's p, that's a negative. 3 times p plus 3p. 3 times negative 8, negative 24. That's the expand. Okay, there's 4 marks, so there's 2 marks each. Then it's simplify. Well, I've got 2p squared. Negative 16p plus 3p, that takes me to negative 13p. Minus negative, well, take away 24, minus 24. Similar thing here, 4y times 7y, so 4 times 7 is 28, y times y is y squared. 4y times negative 6, or 4 times 6 is 24, so it's negative 24y, because we've got the negative. Negative 9 times 7y, or 9 times 7, 63, so it's negative 63y. And negative 9 times negative 6 gives me plus 54. Again, we need to collect our like terms, so we've got 28y squared. Negative 24 take away 63 gives me negative 87y, and we've got plus 54. Right, garden path is measured 18 metres to the nearest metre. The range of possible values. Well, the smallest number that it could be would be 17.5, because 17.5 would round up. And then here so it's greater than or equal to that, so it could be 17.5, or it could be bigger. Here we're saying it's less than, so the smallest number it could be less than would be 18.5. Well, it's not saying it will be 18.5, it's saying it'd be 18.499999 would work, but if it's 18.5 we'd round it up, but that's because our symbol here is different. Okay, final question. Triangle Y is acute. Show that 180 minus 3x is less than 90. So we know that y plus x plus 2x equals 180 degrees, because angles in triangle add up. So we've got y plus 3x equals 180. Okay, so y equals 180 minus 3x. But we know y is acute. If an acute angle has to be less than 90 degrees, y is less than 90, and we know that y is the same as 180 minus 3x, what that means is we can replace the y with 180 minus 3x is less than 90. And that's how you do the paper. Okay, hope that helps.